You know, when you're watching a show or a movie and they put the main character in what seems like an impossible to get out of situation, but you, as the viewer, knows that they will get out of this because maybe the story is literally their story, maybe their name is in the title, or you saw a preview or a trailer that shows more of this character past this point, but in that moment, it looks like an impossible situation to get out of. And maybe you, even as the viewer, don't know how they're going to get out of it, you just know that they will. Well, that's kind of the energy that's coming through of this reading. Our higher selves, our spirit guides, our ancestors, source, God, universe, whatever it is that you resonate with, is watching us as we go through what seems to be a difficult to get out of situation, what seems like an impossible to get out of situation. So often we're surrounded by darkness. So often we're like, okay, well, clearly there's no way out of this. But those who can see the full picture, who see the full storyline, who know how the rest of this movie goes, are watching us kind of flail around thinking that there's no way out, all the while knowing for certain that they are going to get out of it, that we are going to get out of it. And so I feel like there's just some encouragement here if you have been in a dark pit of despair, that's really what's coming through, or like just having these feelings of, man, things are never going to shift, things are never going to improve. I feel like there is this guidance of like, again, I've said this in readings before, like you're the main character. Of course you're going to get out of the situation. You've gotten out of every other situation in the past before. And so I think, again, there is something here about things starting to turn. We have the Wheel of Fortune, things starting to turn in your favor. You needing to trust and believe that while, yes, it may seem impossible, Nine of Swords, may seem impossible. You're racking your brain, you're crying at night, you feel, maybe a lot of depression, anxiety, just heavy emotions around the situation, around your current circumstances. You see no way out. Okay, but there is a way out. There is a way out, and you are making your way towards it. I feel like, this collective is also no stranger to pain, no stranger to the darkness, no stranger to lies, deception, manipulation across your path. I feel like this collective is healing a lot of ancestral wounds around trust, ancestral wounds around receiving, being like love, honestly, love, truth, and honesty is something that maybe is a significant wound for this collective, where you're constantly having to work through these feelings, constantly trying to believe that things can be that good, that things can get that good for you, okay? With the Death here, we have Nine of Cups. Again, the rest of your story is still being written. Is actually, a lot of it is already set in stone if you just continue to fall into alignment towards it, okay? You have wish fulfillment, you have comfort, you have support on the other side, but something needs to close out, okay? There is a curtain that needs to be closed on the past versions of the way that you've viewed your situation, on the situation itself, okay? So trust that there is something that is closing here, that you are being reborn into something better. Even in the analogy about like shows and movies that we're watching, and we like know that they're gonna get out of it, maybe what they're in, though, completely transforms them, completely changes the trajectory. We thought the story was going one way, then they fall into the situation, and then the story completely shifts. That might be where you're in right now as well, okay? The story is shifting, the path is changing, but that doesn't mean that you're not still headed towards your wish fulfillment. You're just being reborn through this process. You're turning into a new version of yourself that is ready to receive and hold the blessing that you're calling in. Okay, Five of Pentacles. Three of Wands, Three of Cups. So again, feeling of lack, feeling left out in the cold. Again, feeling like this despair, feeling even a bit bitter towards, the higher powers. Like, why are you putting me in this situation time and time again? Why am I still here? Haven't I done enough? But you're expanding, okay? You are on your way to new levels of expansion, reaching levels of soul family as well, something to celebrate, okay, with the people that you care about. There's something about you having to go through this level of expansion. Perhaps some of you are even being called to move, to make big moves at this time. And so that's also causing maybe some financial stress. It's causing some strain on your situation, again, just kind of things piling up, a lot of pressure. But I feel like what you are accomplishing through this is, again, a mastery, because we have 33. There's some sort of spiritual mastery that you are undergoing at this time. And so, again, it's part of the story. That's really what just keeps coming through. It's part of the story, part of your story, but you are going to be successful on the other side of this. There are rewards, there are new places, new environments that are awaiting your arrival, but they're awaiting the arrival of the person who has gone through and reborn through all of these challenges. Okay, so we have King of Swords on the bottom, Four of Cups, Three of Swords, again, lots of pain, lots of heartbreak, Hanged Man, Judgment, Ten of Cups, and the Sun. So this is what's awaiting you, okay? As we persevere, as we push through the challenges at this time, okay, there is a happy ending. There is a happy ending. There is total emotional fulfillment and happiness and abundance on the other side of this. But right now, you are being faced with a lot of challenges. You are being faced with a lot of opportunities as well to gain heightened awareness, to gain more perspective over your journey, to gain more tools that you can utilize as these blessings start to roll in as well. And I feel like there is a bit of, you've been kind of in this stagnancy. Things haven't been quite moving in the way that you want, but the Sun is coming out. The divine's about to show out for you. You have to hold the faith. You have to trust that that happy ending is yours to have. And if you are set on deciding that that is not something that you see for yourself, that's your prerogative. But your guides are coming through so strongly to say, this is what we have awaiting you. Trust the process. Trust that things are unfolding in the way that they need to, and that it's going to be better than you can imagine. It's going to come when you least expect it. And it's going to feel so much better than what you can even imagine, because it's going to be real. It's going to be something that is tangible, that is aligned to who you've become through this process. Be patient through this, okay? Be patient with yourself too. It's okay to have feelings. It's okay to be angry at the universe. It's okay to be angry about your path. But all the while, you have to hold, even if it's just the hope of a mustard seed, that this is what's awaiting you on the other side. Sending you love.